So in terms of your leadership, you're leading a company, as I said, slightly younger person, you'll be working in a world where there are people who are older, who've been working in the industry a lot longer. You're working with business owners who've been in the industry a long time. How have you found that, and how have you found being, taking that role on, but having to work with people who have been in, say, the business longer or in businesses longer? How have you found that?
Yeah. I think the buzzword of imposter syndrome is that, the sort of that overarching feeling I have.
Did you feel like that?
To an extent, I feel comfortable where I am, but there have been certain situations where I've felt, oh gosh, I feel like I shouldn't be sat around this table, or I don't feel like I can bring something to this or whatever. But I would say that an example I had was when I did have a little bit of time off when I had my daughter, and a big job that I knew was looming and waiting for me when I came back was helping sort of with another business that we work with from an operational side of things, and literally going into their office, establishing the dynamics, all the politics, and trying to help it run more efficiently and operate efficiently. And I kind of went into that going, I've got my own business here, but it's a clean slate. It's a handful of people really when we started, and it's easy to sort of make decisions and change things because we could be flexible. Whereas where I was working was a very traditional business. They've always, the amount of times I was told, but this is always how we've done it, I'd be a millionaire. But so going into that environment and going, oh my gosh, I've only ever worked in another firm, one other place. Right. So in my head I had voices going, you only know one other way of doing it, so why do you think you can come in here and tell these people what to do? And I just thought, no, that's just, yes, that is something I need to be mindful of, because there are so many ways of doing things, but you ultimately have to break down the situation that you're in and go, what is right for this business, and question everything, because that answer of this is just always how we've been told to do it is not an answer. It's absolutely not the answer. So going back to your question about when I felt like I was sort of out of my depth, or a bit of imposter syndrome, that was sort of a real life example I've had from the last couple of years. And then obviously among my fellow directors at the Uncommon practice, although don't get me wrong, none of them make me feel like I shouldn't be here, and they have been my biggest advocates from a supporting point of view and helping with advice. And obviously I always consult them on if I've got issues or what should I do about certain things, and they've been real supporters of me, which I really appreciate. But I do sometimes just go, oh gosh, I am still young, and but I think you should always think like that, irrelevant of your age.